Okay, so I'm back. That's now dry. It's usually just a little bit tacky. What I've decided to do with this one, or attempt to do, can't guarantee it's perfect, is because my frame is a little bit larger, this painting is pretty true to its 45 by 60, not the canvas size, it's the actual painting size. So I've had to go a frame a little bit bigger because a lot of the other frames here were 42.9 by 59.4 centimeters, and I'm going to lose too much of my painting and it's not going to fit, and I can't cut the drills off. So I've gone for a little bit bigger one, which means I need to put a border around it. Okay, so I've got it where I think it's kind of in the middle of this bit of cardboard, which I'm actually going to stick it to with the tape as well. But I've got this mat out of the painting. I'll cut that down. What I'm going to do is just place it over the top onto the edge of the backing cardboard like that. And then what I'm going to do, just to check my measurements, even though I'm pretty happy with how it looks, I'm just going to measure it. So from the edge of this to the edge of my painting is about 20 centimeters. And it's pretty much the same there. So I'm happy with that. The side one doesn't really matter so much because I'm actually going to have to cut my cardboard a little bit there. So what I'm going to do, my biggest decision here is, do I put white tape on? Do I go yellow tape? I do have both. That's my yellow tape there, which is a little bit see-through. You can see there, it's actually got a bit of a pattern. I think I might go with the white, just simply because it'll blend in with the frame a little bit more. Just got to find the edge of it. So that's my tape there. So what I'm going to do is actually run it right to the edge of the cardboard and down the side of my painting. And that way this is going to adhere it to my backing board, as well as on the edge. Just give that a cut with that. Just press that down so it sticks to the cardboard, and that way it's not going to move when I start turning it around. Just lift it up, turn it around. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Do the same on this side. Doesn't matter if it goes a little bit over the edge. I'd prefer it did that because I can cut it off afterwards with a pair of scissors or with my knife. Just stick it down there. Run it along the edge. Stick it to the cardboard, give that a cut. Just run my fingers along there so that it sticks to the cardboard where I can. Just cut this bit off. Turn it around this way. I'm going to do the same this way. Just make sure it's up to your drills nice and close, just to give it a nice finish. Okay, just cut that off. Try and get yourself a nice sharp knife so that it cuts really well. Just don't cut yourself, which I've been prone to be close to doing. Move it around this way. So that's just helped me now secure it to my backing board. Now I can still see that writing through there, so I think I'm going to have to actually put another layer of white tape because that's really going to annoy me. I find with the black tape it's a little bit thicker and there's really no need for that. With this being the white tape, as you can see there, you can just see the writing through the tape there. I could, if I wanted to, put black tape on it. Just don't know that it would look good with the, because there's not really a lot of black in my painting. Just see what it looks like with a second layer of tape. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm actually just going to put a second layer across here because I need to fill up some of my cardboard. This is where I said because I've got a bit of a gap. It's a shame they don't make thick washi tapes. They tend to not be very thick, unfortunately. I may have to put a couple of layers just to I should only have to put 2 lines of it, but I think I'm going to have to go another layer just to cover up any markings on the actual painting, which is a bit of a pain. This one. I'm not sure why they don't make it very thick, because maybe they don't realise we'll use it to frame our paintings with. Okay, so now I put that back over the top. Yeah. So that's going to, I don't need to cover any more of the cardboard with the tape, but I am finding that it is a little bit, I'm just going to have a look and see what black look like, because the black might. The black's going to cover it, so I might actually just put some black tape on there. The colouring really is a personal choice. This black going on here is really not going to look out of place because of the bright colours of this painting. It's really not going to matter that I'm putting some black tape on it. I was only going to put the white just so that it blended in with the, as you can see there, that's not really going to look out of place. I'm just a bit happier with that because that actually covers the the blemishes on the actual canvas, which I understand they've got to put the legends on there, but it can be a bit of a pain for us when we're trying to frame them, I guess. I'm not unhappy with that black, so I think I will, if I wanted to, I could put some yellow around the outside, but I don't think I'll bother with that. I think I'll just stick to my black. If you're not sure, just try some colours up against the edge of your painting. There's so many different ones. You can get glitter washi tapes, you can get plain, you can get patterned. Again, just be mindful of that. I think the glitter ones are a lot thicker, but it needs to match in with your painting as well. There's no point putting something on there that's going to look a little bit strange when you actually frame it. Luckily, I've got some of the different colours. Okay, so that's what I've done so far. Obviously those bits down the bottom aren't going to matter because you're not going to see them, so I don't think that black looks out of place at all. I am going to have to put another layer on there down the bottom just to cover it over. Quite heavy when you're moving these around because of the weight of the beads. Same with this end. I don't think I need to do it on the sides because, as I said, it's a little bit, it's not much difference on the sides of it. So I think it's more my ends that I've got to worry about. Okay. So then if I put that, I'm not even going to see it on my sides. I'm only going to see it on my ends. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut that down a bit so that I can see a little bit of the black tape on the sides, because otherwise I feel that it's going to look a bit strange if I only have it on one end. So I'll just put that to one side, and then I'm just going to get a ruler. And I'm just going to cut out these sections here as neatly as I can. Should be pretty simple because they're already cut out. Okay. Through properly. Just make sure when you're cutting with your knife that you cut through quite firmly. Sometimes you have to do it twice. Hold on to your ruler firmly so that you're not missing, because if you miss and you cut through it, you could have a bit of a dilemma. So I just try and hold it firmly. You'll know if you've cut through. If you haven't cut through, just do it again, but don't let go of your rule because you could end up with a problem. Oops. A little stuck. Okay. You can get a sharp knife from a hardware store. I think I got this one just from a cheap shop. It's quite a good quality one. The other one I had wasn't quite as good. This one seems to be quite a good quality one. As long as it's nice and sharp, it doesn't really matter where you get it from. Again, just be careful with your fingers so you don't cut yourself. And that is my insides cut out. I'll just discard that. Then I can put my, make sure I got it on the right side. Got my painting back down. Again, I'm going to actually cut. I mean, I don't have to cut down the sides if I don't want to. But I'm just thinking I will, because that way otherwise I'll lose the effect of the black and I've only got it up the ends, and I'm not sure whether I actually like that. Plus it's actually over my drills a little bit. So I could leave it like that and be quite happy with it. So it's just a personal choice of what you do there. I'm just wondering whether I should just leave it. I ended up changing my mind about the white border. Like I said, you know, you'll start doing things and then you'll look at something else and you go, no, I don't like that. Decided to do something else. Whoops. Just play around with it as you go. I've decided now just to frame the whole thing with black, just so it sits better in my frame. So I'm reasonably happy with that. Is it perfect? Maybe not, but you know, I'm sure my grandson's going to love it either way. Just going to tuck that little bit of tape under there. It's sticking out a little bit. At the end of the day, you've got to be happy with it. You may do it one way and then decide you don't like it. Just play around with it until you get it how you want it. That's the main thing. So this one actually has perspex in it instead of glass. So I'm just going to reconstruct my frame. Perspex in there. At the end of the day, as long as you're happy with it, that's the main thing. Just get that bit of all right because it's got a bit of fluff on it. Pop that back into my frame. Having trouble getting that to sit in there properly. Pikachu's quite heavy. Just pop that back in. Now when you put your backing back on, just make sure that you've got it facing the right way for your hanging. So if I just peek under there, his head's up that way. So I need to put that way. Just put those those clips back down. You're the one that's got to be happy with how you frame it. It's probably going to take you a few attempts to get it perfect. I was nowhere near perfect, and I don't think I still am perfect. I've still got a lot to learn myself. But at least this is a cheaper way of doing it. And you can do it yourself, and you get a bit of satisfaction being able to frame them yourself as well. Oops, it's popped back out. So there is, it's a bit hard to, there is my framed Pikachu. So, and I'm sure my grandson, he's 13, but he loves Pikachu and he loves orange. I'm sure he's going to love that. Thank you.